If you look at it on purely fundamentals, as I have, his offer of $54.20 per share is a fantastic offer for Twitter shareholders. And quite frankly, on that basis, they should tender their shares to him. However, that doesn't mean that people might want to hold out for a little bit more, see if they can squeeze a little bit more out of him. But in general, I think the argument that his offer is not in the best interest of shareholders is a very tough one to make.
Well, Richard, there's also talk right now about whether a white knight could come into the fray, and that board members are probably scrambling right now to see if there are any alternatives out there. What do you think, looking at Twitter's business model and the value proposition, is it likely that we see another bidder enter the mix?
I don't think so, to be honest, because another bidder coming into the mix is going to be looking at it financially. The issue, and I think one of the reasons why this acquisition has caused such a furor, is it's not just about money. There seems to be a fundamental disagreement on the definition of free speech, with Twitter's board on one side and Elon Musk on the other. And that's what's really causing most of the fuss, because if you look at it on pure fundamentals, then this should have been a fairly straightforward deal to get done.
Richard, good morning. What advice would you give to existing shareholders at this point, or anybody interested in getting involved?
Well, my position is, if I held Twitter's shares, which I don't, I would be more than happy to sell them to Mr. Musk, because when I had just a quick trawl through the financials and you look at what cash flow could Twitter generate on an ongoing basis and what discount rate that should attract, the number you come up with as present value per share is significantly less than the 54.20. So I would be tendering my shares to Mr. Musk if I had any.
Yeah, and interesting, you talked about how so much of this story seems to be about things other than the financials. Is there any prospect that federal authorities are going to get involved in this story at some point, because they'll also be concerned about the same issues?
That's a really good question, Jeff. And the short answer is it's difficult to tell at this stage. What I would suspect is, let's say the deal fails, Musk sells out, share price crashes. I would expect no government involvement and a raft of lawsuits against the company. The flip side is, if he succeeds, takes it over, and then he takes the company in a direction that perhaps would seem monopolistic, or in a way that perhaps would be seen not in the interest of users, then perhaps you might see the government get involved.